Has Russ lost the locker room? What's up, guys? Welcome to Denver Broncos Syndicate, part of the Sports Syndicate family of channels where we are dedicated to bringing you content about our favorite sports teams. I am your host, Gage Madrid. Before we jump in, guys, I just wanted to say thank you so much to everyone who helped us hit our big goal of 1,000 subscribers. That now means that we can apply for monetization on this channel, and that helps me get one step closer to my long-term goal and dream of being able to cover the NFL full time. Again, guys, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart to everyone who has subbed so far, and if you have yet to sub and want to do so, that would be awesome. It's a free and easy way that you can help show your support. Alright, so we got a juicy one for you today. Obviously, the Denver Broncos took one of their ugliest losses in recent memory yesterday. They fell to the Sam Darnold-led Carolina Panthers 23-10. In my opinion, this game was just an absolute culmination of all the crap that's gone wrong for this team all year. The offensive performance was once again poor all around. In my opinion, this was one of Russell Wilson's worst games as a Bronco, and that's really saying something when you think back to games like that Indianapolis game. Granted, the rest of the team did not do much to help him. Receivers were not getting separation in this game. Run game somewhat struggled, although Latavius Murray did break out a really nice run. Other than that, though, the offensive performance was once again stagnant, and it once again wasted another brilliant defensive performance by the Broncos. Carolina just got to a point where they were running the ball down Denver's throat, and they were just playing efficient clock control football, and it worked, and in a sense, they blew us out. Although the scoreboard wouldn't show it, the Carolina Panthers absolutely dominated the Denver Broncos on all three phases of the game yesterday. It was terrible, absolutely terrible. Now, with the way that our defense has been performing this season, and the way that our offense, and in particular Russell Wilson, have failed to rise to the occasion time in and time out, you have to wonder if that's going to start to create a rift in the Broncos locker room. Based on what we saw in yesterday's game, I think that there is some evidence that that might be the case. We all know what I'm talking about. Everybody saw it on the television broadcast. That is Russell Wilson's confrontation with Mike Purcell. Now, Mike Purcell is obviously one of the more vested veterans on this Broncos defensive line. He's someone who's from the Denver area, grew up a Broncos fan, and is someone who is passionate about this team. He is one of our stalwarts on our defensive line, one of our vocal leaders on the team, and somebody who, quite frankly, has earned the right to call out bullcrap when he smells it. Now, yesterday, of course, the Broncos offense just continued to struggle to move the ball. The defense kept the team in the game for quite some time, but eventually it just got to a point where it was too much to overcome. Now, early in the fourth quarter is when things were really starting to spiral out of control for Denver, and when the Carolina Panthers went to kick a field goal to extend their lead, Mike Purcell ended up getting pissed off and drew a personal foul penalty. Now, after Purcell committed the penalty, you could pretty clearly see he was frustrated, and as he was walking off the sideline, that's when cameras caught this. Now, obviously, we do not know exactly what words were exchanged there, but I think from reading body language, you can pretty clearly tell what was going on. Now, the cameras didn't catch it, but I definitely think it's possible Russell Wilson said something to Mike Purcell. What it is, I don't know. Maybe it was just something to encourage him. I don't know what it was. But whatever it was, it pissed him off because he snapped. You could see he was walking back towards the bench, but either he saw Russell Wilson there or Russell Wilson said something to him and he just stormed over there and got in Russ's face. Now, I don't know. It's definitely possible that Purcell was just trying to light a fire under Russell Wilson's ass and was just trying to get the offense going and get the offense in gear. But based on what it looks like, I don't know. I don't think that's what it was. Now, both Russ and Purcell addressed this post-game. Here's what Russ had to say. Mike and I are on the same page. He came off after they kicked the field goal and he was pissed off. He just said, "We've got to effing go." And I agree. Me and him are on the same page. There's no animosity there at all. We're on the same page. We've got to win. We've got to come out here and have some grit to us, some mentality to us. We've got to be able to win these football games. Those guys are out there battling on every play. On offense, we've got to be able to capitalize. So yeah, there's nothing there at all. Me and him, there's nothing there at all. Now, to Purcell's credit, even though he probably wanted to say something completely different, he did keep his composure when addressing the media in the locker room, and he really didn't seem to play it as if there was animosity between him and Wilson. Let's see what he had to say. Frustration. We want to spark on something. We're all in this together, period. That's the quarterback of our offense. They were about to take the field. Obviously, we gave up a touchdown, so we weren't doing our job, but we've got to get a spark somewhere. So they were about to take the field. That's all it was. Purcell was then asked if there was some previous history between him and Russ that might have sparked this. No, I had just gotten the penalty on the field goal block. Frustrated for everything. We didn't do our job on defense. Hats off to them. They ran the ball. We just weren't good enough. Now, certainly the defense did not deliver in the second half, but you cannot really blame them at all. They were absolutely gassed. By midway through the second quarter, the Broncos had -1 net passing yards. It was absolutely ridiculous. Russell Wilson had 10 total passing yards at the end of the half. I'm sorry, but our defense just can't be put in these bad situations time in and time out and expect to rise to the occasion. Yesterday was the dam breaking for the Broncos on defense. They could not hold up any longer. Eventually, something had to give. They had been holding up this Broncos team and keeping them in games for so long that eventually they weren't going to be able to do it anymore. That's what happened yesterday, and as a result, we got blown out by the Carolina Panthers. So if you're a player on the Broncos defense, you can probably agree with how Mike Purcell feels there. You can see that frustration that the offense isn't holding up their end of the bargain, and in particular, your $250 million quarterback isn't holding up his end of the bargain. Now, I know the knee-jerk reaction from some in Broncos country here is going to be to bench Russell Wilson, cut Russell Wilson, just get rid of Russell Wilson. Unfortunately, that's just not going to happen. I can give you 250 million reasons why it's not going to happen. We are married to Russell Wilson for financial reasons until 2025. We have to make the most of it no matter what. So either way, we need to find a way to capitalize on Russell Wilson being here. And obviously, Nathaniel Hackett is not the coach for that. Nathaniel Hackett, since he was not fired today, I genuinely feel like he's going to stick around till the end of the season, but at the end of the season, he is going to be given his walking papers. This is getting absolutely frustrating as a fan and analyst perspective here. I'm sick of having to cover the same crap over and over again, and I just wish I could report something positive here, but I just can't. There's nothing positive to take away from this situation. It sucks. The Broncos are not a good football team right now, and Russell Wilson is playing like a bottom 10 quarterback in the NFL. I hate saying that, but that's what the tape says. Now, I don't think it's all on Russ. Again, the offensive line's terrible. Receivers cannot get separation. Russell Wilson is obviously having to deal with Nathaniel Hackett as his head coach. But again, at the end of the day, we paid him $250 million, and we traded all those assets for him to be able to rise up and get us over that crap. I know that not many players are going to succeed in Russell Wilson's situation, but someone who's making the salary that he is kind of expected to. All right, Broncos country, what do you think? Has Russell Wilson lost this locker room? Drop those comments down below. I would love to hear from you. Be sure to leave a like on this video, as well as subscribe and ring that bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. And while you're at it, be sure to follow me on Twitter at Gage Madrid NFL for even more Broncos coverage. And for now, this has been another episode of Denver Broncos Syndicate. I am your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.